From stress to serenity, the therapeutic power of art. Stress is not only a mental experience. It lives in the body, in breathing patterns, in muscle tension, in the constant activation of alertness that the nervous system holds when life feels overwhelming. When stress becomes chronic, the mind begins to lose its sense of spaciousness. Thoughts speed up, sleep becomes lighter, and emotional reactions become sharper. Art offers a way back, not by escaping life, but by gently recalibrating how the mind relates to it. When a person engages in artistic creation, something subtle begins to shift in the nervous system. Attention moves away from threat-based thinking and toward sensory experience. Instead of scanning for problems, the mind begins to observe color, shape, texture, and movement. This shift matters deeply. The brain cannot remain fully in a stress response while also being deeply absorbed in creative attention. The two states compete. As creative focus increases, stress activity gradually decreases. In this way, art becomes a natural regulator of the nervous system. One of the most important mechanisms behind this effect is attention redirection. Stress is often sustained by repetitive thinking, rumination about the past, or worry about the future. Artistic activity interrupts this loop by requiring presence. A brushstroke cannot be made in the past or future. It exists only in the present moment. This anchors the mind. As attention stabilizes, the body begins to respond. Heart rate may slow. Breathing becomes more even. Muscles that were unconsciously tense begin to relax. The body and mind move toward a more balanced state known as parasympathetic activation, often associated with rest, recovery, and healing. Art also gives stress something it rarely receives in everyday life: form. When emotions remain unexpressed, they can feel diffuse and overwhelming. But when they are translated into visual expression, they become contained. A feeling of pressure can become a dense texture. Anxiety can become chaotic lines. Sadness can become muted tones. In this transformation, emotions become observable rather than consuming. This creates psychological distance. The experience is no longer only inside the person, it is also outside them, on the canvas. And what can be seen can often be understood more gently. Another important aspect of art as therapy is control. Stress often arises when situations feel uncontrollable. In art, the individual regains a sense of agency. Even in small ways, choosing a color, adjusting a stroke, changing a composition, the mind experiences decision-making power again. This reinforces a sense of stability. Importantly, artistic healing does not require skill or perfection. In fact, pressure to create something good can reduce the therapeutic effect. The real benefit comes from process, not outcome. The act of doing becomes more important than the result. Over time, repeated engagement with art can retrain the stress response itself. The brain begins to associate creative activity with safety and regulation. This means that even the anticipation of creating can have a calming effect. Art also helps integrate emotional experiences. Stressful events are often stored in the mind as fragmented sensations and thoughts. Through creative expression, these fragments can be organized into something coherent. This does not erase difficulty, but it makes it more navigable. What once felt like internal chaos begins to take shape, and what takes shape becomes less frightening. In this way, art does not simply distract from stress. It transforms the way stress is experienced. From overload to expression, from tension to flow, from fragmentation to meaning, and slowly, through color and movement, the nervous system learns something essential again: that it is possible to feel, to express, and to return to calm.